Do you hide or soften parts of yourself just to feel accepted by others? Do you feel somehow disconnected from your body, like you're always performing a role in front of others? Would you like your life to be more fulfilling, happier, like pleasurable, and lighter in the end? As gay men, we learn to perform for other people for such a long time that we oftentimes forget who we truly are. But what if I told you that the life you really want is actually closer than you think? There's just one invisible behavior that is keeping you stuck where you are right now. Today, I'm sharing a very simple mindset shift that is helping me transform my life. And it's something that you can start doing it today. So stick around and I'm sure you benefit from it. And I think it's important to first recognize that as gay and queer men, we learn from a very young age that it wasn't always safe to be ourselves, especially in public places with other people, like in relationships with other people in general. And we have this ingrained belief within us that there was something wrong with us when we were growing up, when we were kids. And there was something wrong with us, and there was this thing that you kept hiding from everyone, that you kept it to yourself, because it wasn't safe to be yourself. You felt that there weren't all the people like you, and you had this secret that you needed to hide. And the problem is, because of that, we would perform a role in front of other people, and you would perform a different role for different people. For example, if I'm in a room with like full of straight men, I would definitely hold on until I feel it's safe for me to open up more. Even though that's much better now and other people's opinions, it doesn't matter to me as much as it did before. But we learn to adapt, and it's something that we do it unconsciously. And so examples of this type of performance include, like hiding mannerisms and not disclosing your opinions, and like agreeing with the group, agreeing with the people you are having conversations with, and not fully expressing your opinion because you're afraid of disagreements and you avoid conflicts, or like change your behavior with different people, or pretending to like things that you really don't. And this, in the long term, this type of performance behavior that originated because we didn't feel safe and we had to adapt in different settings in order to feel safer. And this type of behavior created a gap between who we really are and how we show up in the world. Where myself, I got to a point where I was like, I don't even know who I am anymore because I'm like performing these different roles. And what do I really like, and what are my desires and what I really want to be. But my point is, we have this ingrained behavior within us. Myself, for example, I used to feel very anxious in social situations, and I still do, but I'm learning to be like firm with what I really want, and what I really want to share with others. But it can also, like create anxiety, depression. It can lead you to a burnout because you are always, like spending energy to perform, like at work and at home with different people, a role that is not yours. It's not your honest and authentic expression. You're always like performing. um, it also, generates behaviors like people pleasing, because we're looking to get some sort of approval from other people and praise. At work, I had a burnout at work recently, and it was only then that I recognized, my patterns and my behaviors, that I wasn't working just for the work itself. I was working, to get attention, to get like feedback from my bosses, and to get promotions. But always looking this external validation, and because there was something in me that I wasn't validating myself, because I thought that my opinion didn't matter and that I wasn't enough as I was. Because when I was growing up, I learned that it wasn't safe to be me, and it was rejected by society to be gays and, like minorities in general. So now as adults, we need to change this mindset. We need to learn to feel safe within our bodies. And after many years of suffering, of anxiety, depression, and burnout, and seeking other people's approval and validation, and forgetting who I was in the process, that I finally understood that I needed to change, from within myself first, and not looking externally for the change to happen. And so this is what I want to share today, that the root cause of this type of behavior is because we're seeking approval, we're seeking validation, and we are performing a role to adapt in social situations and for others. And most of our behaviors are rooted in fear. We fear of being judged, we fear of being rejected. And so this mindset shift that I want to share today is to release and let go this fear of being judged, the fear of judgment of other people. And it took me a long time to realize that all of my behaviors were based on fear, were based on other people's opinions. And if I'm gonna wear something and then people are gonna judge me or gonna make fun of me, or if I don't pay attention to my mannerisms, and if I'm being a bit too femme, and then people are gonna notice that I'm gay, and they're gonna discover the secret that I hide, that I've hidden for such a long time, like this thing that no one knows. But it's time to let go of this fear of judgment. And when we do this, we are giving our power away. We are letting other people to determine our worth. And if they don't like us, we are not enough. And know that you are enough just the way you are. If you are alive here right now, you are enough just for existing, just for being here, having this human experience. You are enough already. And you don't need other people to tell you how much or how less you are worthy of experiencing your life the way you want it to be. And also, it's important to recognize that when others judge us from the way we look, the way we behave, the way we talk, it tells us more about them than it is about us. And it is actually a reflection to them of something that they are not expressing. So if someone judges me about my clothes and the way I'm wearing something, different, I don't know, maybe, and then that is showing that other person that they're not expressing themselves fully, and then they are triggered by that. Or if you demonstrate affection in public and then someone gets angry with you, and that is showing to them something about that they're not being affectionate enough, or maybe they don't have a partner and they miss having a partner. So know that when other people make a judgment, it is more about them than it is about us. Unless you're doing something wrong and like illegal, then that's different. But in general, that is not the case. And so, how do you start applying it to your life and start letting go of this excessive worry about other people's judgment about yourself? So you can reflect when you are at work or when you are with friends or family. Do you feel like sharing a different opinion? Do you feel like disagreeing? You can start practicing it. So, like, maybe, well, actually, I don't agree with that. And I think that this way. And you can express your opinion. So you can, in general, just pause, and before reacting, before answering, you can just pause and think for a minute. And at work, for example, you can express your opinion. You can say what you really want about something in a meeting, in a conversation, instead of just agreeing with the majority of people that are present. You can wear an outfit that feels good for you, that is comfortable, and sometimes it is a stretch if you're worried about other people's opinion, but then you can, like slowly try different things, different approaches. And I can guarantee that over time it will strengthen your self-confidence. And I think just in general, when you are like considering an activity, you can just think for a minute, am I doing this because it aligns with me and with my desires and with my wishes and objectives, or am I doing this just to feel accepted, or because if I say no, I feel that they're not gonna like me anymore or they're gonna ignore me. So these are just like general reflections to have. And remember that when other people judge you or they reject you or you feel like they didn't agree with you, it is a reflection of them and something about them. For example, their lack of self-expression, and it's not about you, because in the end, when we say no to others, we're saying yes to ourselves. And so know that it's not your fault. We learn to behave this way since we were kids, and now we are in a process of unlearning to behave in this way. You can start small. You can start doing one simple thing that feels maybe uncomfortable for you, but know that if it is your honest opinion, you should express it. This will help you to release fear and be more comfortable with yourself. And you are enough just the way you are, and you don't need to perform anymore. And you are allowed to disagree with others. So let me know in the comments if that helped and how are you applying it to your life from today onwards. I'm here to support and we can support each other. I'm also, in the process of being more authentic in my own life. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe for more content of empowerment, self-love, and personal growth for gay, bi, and queer men. And I see you again very soon. Have a good day. Bye bye.